So now we have an XS Max, broken screen and back glass. But all we're doing on this one is broken screen. For this we need cantaloupe, crosshead, and a tri-wing. What else do we need? Flathead, tweezers, and a spudger. So we're going to start with the bottom screws here. Cantaloupe screws. Pop them in the bottom here. Again, it's all about the positioning. Now this has a good display, so this screen still holds value. So we want to try and get this open without causing any further damage. So we do want to be very delicate. We work our way across best we can. This has been on the heat mat to soften the adhesive. Here we go. Run along this way. Okay, and then just have to loosen that adhesive at the top there. There you go. Perfect. Now we're in. So XS Max, a little bit different to some of the other models. You can't really push this screen back to lean on anything as such because there's not enough give on this flex. So we hold it here. I hold it this way with my hand behind, one finger on top to stop it flapping about. That way I can still sort of help myself with the screwdriver too. So tri-wing driver here. I tend to do the bottom shield first. You do have to undo both shields on this so you can get the screen and everything disconnected. So there. Then we go 1, 2, 3 screws. Bring that shield up so we know what order they go, just like that. And again with this, 1, 2, 3, 4. One hiding behind that flex. Perfect. Get there. We get 1, 2, 3, 4. We both have a job on at the moment. Probably going to be. There we go. Disconnect battery first. Okay. Disconnect. That's touchscreen, display, and this is proximity sensor and earpiece speaker. Perfect. Take that screen off. Move them to one side. Next, we're going to have to remove this adhesive and the edging. So get in there with the tweezers like before. Scrape for the first bit, and then we can usually pull up a lot of it just like that. So that's getting all this adhesive up so we can get the new adhesive laid down and stuck to that frame. Once that's all gone, there we go. Once that's done, I am just going to take some isopropyl and just give it a quick clean around there. When you're at the top, if you're doing it with ISO and wiping, you've got to be very careful of those front cameras up the top there. There you go. Done. I'm not going to stick that one yet because I need to connect up the new screen and test that he is working before I do anything else. So get the touchscreen and the display there. all connected up so we can test that screen. It's coming on with the display. While that's going, so now we just need to copy over the screen data, which again, we plug in the touchscreen connector there and get him to read. That's reading there. I'm going to quickly test this off camera so you don't see customers' personal details. This is looking good to me so far. Seeming much more responsive than the old broken one. Brightness is very good. We're good to go. Right, so that's that. So now we've copied the data from the old screen. So what we do next is we're going to disconnect the new screen, battery first, and then display, touch. Doesn't matter which order you do them. Then we're going to connect this up there and click write to write the data from the old screen to the new. And while that's writing, I'm going to come and I'm going to do the screws from the earpiece speaker so we can remove that. I always go top left first and then work my way around. And while we're doing that, I'm putting the screws in the tray to keep them in the right order so we know where they will go. That's that one done. Right. So now we can move that speaker. Again, I take my tweezers, put them under the speaker, under the flex, and pry speaker first. And then I come up to the top, get the proximity sensor out. There you go. Light sensor out. Proximity sensors being a little bit awkward, so I thought by getting that light sensor out should make it a bit easier, which it has. And then we get all of that off of the screen. So that is a good screen. In terms of it's got cracked glass, bad touch, but working otherwise. He's going off to one side to be saved to use another time. Now, new screen, top of the box to stop any glass shards getting in it and scratching the new display. Move that top film there to make space for the speaker and the sensors. Get all of those plugged in and pushed into place. There you go. Fold the speaker over and get him screwed back in. Doesn't have to be any particular order to the way you screw these back in. That can be down to personal preference. I'm going the exact opposite on this occasion of how I took them out. There you go. And the final screw just there. From there we can remove any of the films that aren't needed anymore. That is that, which gives us a fantastic looking brand new screen ready to be fitted. I'm just going to pop that back there because that's how it is from factory. Move it to one side. Then we focus back on the main phone. So to get this adhesive on properly, I always plug that to be back in so it's not sticking up out the way. Peel off the adhesive film and get him stuck in there. All about the alignment on these. There you go. Okay. And go along, push that adhesive down so it makes a good bond. This one doesn't look like it's sticking all that well. Start from the bottom where it actually seems to have stuck. Okay. There we go. That's that adhesive in place. Just going to make sure that that's lined up nicely. There you go. So from here, I always do crop center first. I find it easier. And then, unplug that battery before you ever plug anything in. Look, touchscreen, display cable, battery. Now, I'm going to start turning this on and let that boot whilst I put in the shields and the screws. Then it can be fully tested before we properly seal it up. Again, tri-wing. I'm doing these in the exact opposite order that I took them out. So I'm going to go top one first. Make sure it's all aligned nicely. Work my way down from the top to the bottom. Okay, and then we'll do touchscreen shield. Unless I'm actually doing the middle screw first, just so I can get everything in line nicely. Once I've got another one of the screws in place, go back to this first one I put in, tighten him up. And then we'll do the very bottom screw, test him out quickly off screen to make sure it's all working before we seal him back up. All seeming good to me. Basic checks. Yeah, perfect. That's looking good. So now we just align at the top first. Make sure all those clips are in place and everything's lined up nicely. Once the top's aligned, we just check those flexors aren't in the way of anything or going to be pinched. And then we can close down that side, this side, clip them in nicely. Once it's all clipped in, just test it one more time, make sure everything's still working, which it seems to be. And we'll put the bottom screws in here. That's it. From there, one thing I did forget on that is warranty label. From there, what we'll do is we stick them on the heat mat, let him warm up, clamp it, just to give it the best seal we can. That is an XS Max screen.